Hello, my name is Paul Beddings. Let's talk photos. That opener from last week was great, so I think I'm going to play it again. Yes, the turtle shot is still in there. Maybe I should have taken it out, but maybe not. Last week I gave you 6 tips on how to take better images with your iPhone. Simple things that can help you use your camera to capture the images you want. If you didn't see it, the link is in the description below. In this video, I'm going to go through some of the images that I captured in Costa Rica on my iPhone and talk about how I used some of the functions and some of the things I was working through while taking the shots. Yes, all the shots that I will be going through today are of sunsets. Not sure if you'll love that, not sure if you'll hate that, but the sunsets were nice. So this is the first sunset image I got. A few things about this one: I did not pick the spot where I wanted my exposure to be taken from, so I do find that this orange light coming over the hill is a little bright. I would have rather had the exposure taken from that spot, which would have darkened the entire image and give me some more rich colors in the skies. This buoy line that you see going out here was there every day, and it's not very noticeable, but it was enough to bother me. I also see this boat over here right now. That would have been something that I would have liked to take out. Also, it's a clear sky. There's no clouds. Often to get a really good sunset shot, it helps to have a couple clouds in the sky. So this shot here was taken on another day. You can see that some clouds have rolled in. I didn't love these wispy clouds, but they did add some interest to the sky. I've put some people in the foreground here just to see if it would add to the shot. You can see that boat is still sitting there. I don't think that boat ever actually left. That boat was moored there for the entire time we were there. I've taken my exposure from this spot right here, so you can see that it's exposed as best as it can be. So taking my exposure reading from the brightest spot is usually where I start, and then I adjust from there. So here's a sunset shot I got on another day. It was a bit earlier in the day. The sun was still going down behind the mountains there. The clouds in this shot definitely add some interest to the sky, and I got my exposure reading right from the sun. It can be difficult to get the exposure right from the sun. I think sometimes I find that the iPhone can't handle it very well, but it did all right here. It's a little blown out right in the center of the sun, but that's to be expected. So this was by far the most impressive sunset we had while we were in Costa Rica. Everything just worked well. The clouds in the sky look nice. There's like these nice sun flares happening behind the mountain, and they were lighting up the sky behind the clouds, bringing in some contrast between the foreground and the background of the sky. I locked my exposure on this area here, which allowed me to capture those sun flares, and I think I darkened my exposure for this shot so that I could get out some of these rich colors here in the orange light. I think I am zoomed in a bit here, and because I zoomed in, you can really see some pixelation up here in the sky. These areas here, the clouds are really breaking apart with pixels. That's zooming in, but that also has a little bit to do with the iPhone trying to handle the low light, and therefore it's trying to bump up the ISO, and that creates some pixelation. So the last shot I will show here is this one. During a sunset, there is always the impressive west side of the sky where the sun is going down. But if you turn your back towards the sun and look in the other direction, often there's some pretty impressive colors happening in that direction as well. You see all these people in the background. They are releasing sea turtles into the ocean. The hotel we were staying at had a conservation effort because this is a beach where turtles lay their eggs, and they collect those eggs and make sure that they make it back into the ocean. There's a lot of people on the beach. There's nothing I could do about that. It's definitely not a secluded beach. There's some tours coming in late in the day. A Sea-Doo's here, a Sea-Doo's on shore, and then all these people sort of crowded around. I got my exposure from this area here. I don't think I decreased or increased the exposure at all. I think I should have made it a little bit darker to bring in the sky a little bit more. You can see here that the color is blown out a little bit, so I probably should have gone a little bit darker. If you want to print or post an image that you took on your iPhone, I do suggest editing it for color and contrast. There is editing functions on the iPhone that you can use. Personally, I use an app called Snapseed, and it does a really good job in pulling out the colors and the contrast that I like. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe below, and let's chat next week. Cheers.